What the heck is going on with the prop firm industry, especially for US traders? First, we saw my Forex Fund shutting down. Then FTMO stopped taking on new US clients. Then True Forex Funds getting their MetaQuotes license removed and having to pause entire operations. And now a slew of other prop firms have discontinued serving US traders. Over the past week, I've been doing a lot of reading. I've been talking to people, I've been doing research, and in this video what I want to do is explain exactly what's happening, share with you some of my research, and then ultimately give you a conclusion on what's happening in the prop firm industry, why this is all happening, and most importantly, what this means for US traders. Okay, so the first part of this video, I'm going to give you kind of the history and share some of the research that I've been doing specifically on Twitter, and then go ahead and kind of give you the overall conclusions. But I want you to have the facts first. So like I mentioned, my Forex Fund shut down, then FTMO stopped taking US traders. Then we saw True Forex Funds have to pause all of their operations. And then literally just today or just yesterday, we saw funding pips no longer offering services to individuals based in the USA. We also saw funded necks that are temporarily pausing all onboarding of new USA clients and a couple other prop firms. And so here's some of the research that I've been doing. This is the CEO of another prop firm, but essentially what he's saying is that the FCC has notified the CEO of MetaQuotes. And just so you have context, MetaQuotes is a Russian company that offers the MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 trading terminals or platforms that you ultimately connect to your broker. And they're saying that, basically saying that if MetaQuotes wants to remain in the App Store on your phone, then they need to restrict US clients. And he's basically saying that over the coming weeks and months, MetaQuotes is going to reach out to many brokers and firms with large US client databases and either force them to restrict US clients or even straight up remove their licenses, like we saw happen with True Forex Funds. He said, now it makes sense why FTMO removed US clients a few weeks ago. And he basically goes on to say that there's going to be new trading platforms like CTrader, TradingView, and DXTrade that's going to basically replace firms that can't offer MT4 and the MT5 platforms. With a long-term solution, we expect all US clients will have to use alternative platforms such as DXTrade/TradingView, which seems to be the solution currently. And again, we don't know if this is a long-term solution, but it seems like a lot of prop firms are going to go with this DXTrade solution, which is kind of a charting interface similar to TradingView that is going to be available for US traders. Now, more on this. So, and again, to put this into perspective, all of this is different people's opinions. There's not really a ton of cold hard facts that have come out from like the US government or US regulation agencies. But this is what the trader from the Funded Engineer, which also got into trouble this last week with basically overhyping their statistics to try to attract clients. He said that soon every single broker or prop allowing props to offer to US traders will soon be removed and stop offering services to the USA. All prop firms bragging about still accepting US clients are brain dead. All firms that don't have direct licenses, referring to MetaQuotes licenses, will likely lose their ability to offer anything in relation to MetaQuotes for all customers. There will be no more MT4, only MT5. And you know, this is pretty doom and gloom that he's mentioning. We also have the CEO of the Funded Trader, Angelo, that's basically come out with this new broker called Voyage Markets, and him also talking about launching the DXTrade platform, which we talked about earlier, which seems to be the solution for a lot of US traders moving forward, is trading on this new platform. Matt Leach is the CEO of My Funded FX, and he says, I'll clear the air for those who are confused. This again was 5 days ago on February 8th. The brokers that we work with, Think Markets and Blueberry, have not received any restriction notices of any kind from MetaQuotes regarding working with prop firms. Brokers have received notices are specific and unique for them for the time being. For now, nothing changes as we push on to a better industry overall. So a lot of prop firms are using Think Markets and Blueberry Markets, and as of now, they're basically continuing business as usual. He also has recently introduced a futures trading platform. For those of you guys that are not familiar, this may be a direction that a lot of US traders head as well, is trading with futures instead of Forex. Futures is another market that is a lot more transparent. You don't deal with things like crazy slippage and virtual dealer plugins if you're familiar with those. So it's a lot more transparent and just honest industry as a whole. And this may be a direction that a lot of US traders decide to go. And after I give you all the research, I'll kind of give you my ultimate concluding thoughts here. With all of that being said, kind of the doom and gloom, basically the 5%ers have confirmed that they do have a private license with MetaQuotes, and they haven't been affected by any recent rumors, and they have an LP that will not be affected. So this may be one of the top options moving forward, at least for the time being, for US traders, is 5%ers. They've been around for quite some time and have done really good business. Another guy from Lark Funding is basically saying that 8caps and Think Markets have confirmed it's business as usual. Then we saw this recently from CTI, City Traders Imperium, another prop firm that I think is something good to look into for all traders, US traders also. They seem to have their own technology. They've been in the business for longer than a lot of these other prop firms. And so this may be a good option as well. Now, something else really interesting that's come up is Oanda, which is one of the only two regulated in the US Forex brokers, is coming out with their own version of a prop firm that they're calling the Oanda Labs Trader Program, which is essentially like a prop firm. So this is kind of actually good news that, a company as heavily regulated as Oanda also offers MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 to US clients, is getting into the prop or evaluation model type of business, which is interesting. Then again, the CEO of the funded trader basically said that this is most likely the scenario for the next 3 to 6 months. C-Trader, Platform 5, etc. for international clients in proper jurisdictions. And then for US clients, it looks like DX trades, which has kind of been the theme that is the way forward. Now, with all of this being said, there was this video that was kind of interesting that came out from the CEO of the Funding Traders, or from Funding Traders, that he basically goes on to say that what's happened is the vast majority of prop firms are simply just white labels of white labels that are really just marketing firms that are white labeling the brokerage services and the tech behind the actual prop firms in the background. And he said that if a company or a prop firm cannot offer MT4 or MT5 to US clients specifically, then this is a huge red flag. And this is just basically a sure tell sign that these prop firms are not doing honest business, and they're not a prop firm that you should associate with. And he said that prop firms that are legit, that are not just fly-by-night marketing companies or white labels of white labels, should be able to continue to offer MT4 and MT5 to US customers. So this was an interesting and different take on this. Now, with all that being said, which prop firms are actually accessible to US traders and which are not? Prop Firm Match has done a pretty good job covering all of this news, and you can see there are a list of prop firms that are no longer accessible to US traders. However, there still are a lot of prop firms that are available to US traders. So with all of that being said, well, what we take from this is that the prop firm industry is becoming more regulated. There's more eyes on this now, and this is probably a good thing. This is something that needed to happen. A lot of traders were being treated wrongly from prop firms. A lot of prop firms were being shady. A lot of prop firms were giving any random reason to not pay traders out. And I think what happened is a lot of traders started complaining to US government regulation agencies, and they kind of caught wind of this, and they're trying to put an end to it. So ultimately, I see this kind of being similar to like crypto regulation. Crypto was this trend. And regulations usually follow big trends, but crypto was really the wild, wild west. People could do anything. There was massive Ponzi schemes. There was tons of scams. And not to say that in crypto, there's not that anymore, but it's become a more heavily regulated industry. And with regulation, some people say that, why does the US government want to regulate things? Well, it's because they want to find a way that they can actually tax this stuff. And that certainly was the way with crypto, and maybe another reason that, this is all happening. Now, this isn't all doom and gloom for US traders. I think it's ultimately going to lead to a more honest, more transparent prop firm industry. And you can think about this two ways. You can think about, this is happening to me, and this is BS, and this sucks, and this is not good for me. Or you can think of this as like, this is happening for you. And I always tend to think that life is happening for me. And, maybe it closes one door, or maybe it shuts down some of these shady prop firms, but allows the real legit ones to really survive. And some of the more legit ones, generally, they have a little bit harder rules to pass, but they don't have the shadiness that they're dealing with things like virtual dealer plugins or not paying out traders for some reason. So maybe it's actually ultimately a good thing. And we'll see that legit prop firms really rise to the surface, and these shady ones that are doing unethical things start to fall off, and the top guys kind of rise to the top. And this was my prediction for this year, if you remember the video that I did earlier at the close of 2023. So what else? What's the plan of action here? So it seems like companies that continue to accept US customers with MT4 and MT5 are legit. And I think there's always going to be a battle for this market. There's tons of demand for US traders wanting to trade with prop firms. So I think there's always going to be prop firms that are going to fight to do whatever they have to do to take that share of the market. So I don't see this as being something that happens overnight. Sure, there may be more and more prop firms that don't want to deal with US regulation, just think it'd be less headache to, not serve US customers, which I think was the case with FTMO. But I think this is still going to take a while to play out. I think that there are still going to be prop firms that allow US traders. And, worst case scenario, it seems like that US traders are going to be able to trade with DX trade. Now, one other thing that I found was really interesting as I was listening to the Funded Trader Program CEO, he's really started using different lingo. So he's no longer talking about prop firms, but he's talking about evaluation firms, and no longer the prop firm industry, but the evaluation industry. And I think that's an interesting distinction. Prop firms generally are going to look for good traders, and for the very small percentage of people that are really good, they're actually going to, copy their trades and use these guys essentially as like their leaders that they can actually form some sort of alpha to make a return on. But evaluation firms, I think, are something totally different, where they're just basically everything is simulated. Nobody actually trades real money. And so this may be the way forward, that these firms just have to be a lot more transparent about how they're operating. So with that being said, okay, US traders, there's still going to be prop firms around, at least for the time being, that are going to accept US customers. There's going to be a lot of companies fighting for US customers. On top of that, DX trade seems to be a solution. For our business specifically, we are working on a copy trading system that will allow us to copy trade from MetaTrader 5 to DX trade platform, which will be good so we can continue our prop farming process as normal. And by the way, if you're a prop trader and you're looking to have an algorithmic and systematic way to get funded with prop firms that's all driven by data, then go to propfarming.com. We actually guarantee we can help you pass and become a funded prop firm trader. We've now helped over like 670 people do it. So go on over to propfarming.com. Lastly, I'll say one other option for US traders is, and I see this as kind of like the longer term move, but is transitioning over to futures trading. There's less shadiness. It's more transparent. Sure, you got to learn a new platform, but it's really not that different. The platform works, very similar to like how TradingView does. And this may be a direction that some traders want to move. There are prop firms in the futures industry as well. And at the same time, our company is looking at building stuff additionally, not instead of, but additionally in the futures arena as well, to help give people an edge, specifically with prop firms, algorithmic trading in futures. So anyways, if you found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe, because I am going to be doing updates on all of this stuff as we get updates on what's happening. Thanks so much, and let me know your feedback in the comments below.